Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today we are treating the number one question in 2023 further maths last question. That was last 2 years, and this question is on combination. By the way, combination and permutation questions always come out every year, so you want to pay attention to this. This is actually combination. In combination, we need to remember a couple of things that will help us. In combination, we have something like x minus 1 factorial. You know, it can be simplified as x minus 1, then x minus 2 factorial, and so on like that. So if we must, you have to remember that. Okay, so let's go here. Formula for combination is actually n combination r equals n factorial all over n minus r factorial and what r factorial. So that's the question. That's how to go about the formula of combination. So that's what we're going to be applying here. That's going to be what 9 combination x is going to be 9 factorial all over 9 minus x factorial, and then we have what x factorial. Okay, we do the same thing here. We can do that 4 is multiplying the whole of this thing. So 4, then open a bracket, 7 factorial using the same formula of the combination. Then we have 7 minus x minus 1 factorial. Then x minus 1 factorial. So that's how we are going to do it. Remember when I was trying to expand this in the other time. X factorial can also be expanded as x multiplied by x minus 1 factorial. And also go on like that. You can go to x minus 2 factorial as well if you want. Okay, so let's just close this bracket. So what's the next thing we do? If you open this bracket, minus x times minus 1, this whole thing becomes x, and it's going to become something like 7 minus x minus 1 is going to become, we open the bracket with this minus, so we have 7 minus x plus 1. So that's going to be 8 minus x. So this whole thing can be written as 8 minus x factorial. Okay, and this 9 minus x2 can be expanded as 9 minus x, then 9 minus x minus 1, okay, which is going to be also 8 minus x factorial. So what do I mean? So 9 factorial can be written as 9 times just 8 times 7. I'm going to edit as 7 factorial because of this 7 factorial here. And then I can expand 9 minus x factorial as 9 minus x. Then I have 9 minus x minus 1 factorial. I can end it there. And the x factorial too, I can expand it as x, then x minus 1 factorial. All right, equals 4, open a bracket, 7 factorial all over. I told you the other time that this is going to become what? 8 minus x factorial. So we have 8 minus x factorial. And I'm just going to be leaving x minus 1 factorial here. Okay. So the next thing we go about is actually 7 factorial can cancel 7 factorial here. Let's simplify some expressions here. 9 minus x minus 8 minus 1 means 8 minus x factorial. And this is 8 minus x factorial here. So I can as well just cancel this whole expression here. This 8 minus x factorial cancels 8 minus x factorial. What else can we cut? This x minus 1 factorial, I can cancel x minus 1 factorial. X minus 1 cancels x minus 1. So we are simplifying this. Even 7 factorial can go 7 factorial. So what do we have here? 9 times 8, that's going to be 72 all over 9 minus x times x, that's going to be x, 9 minus x, all right, equals 4 all over 1, right? Then it has become a normal, normal expression. I'll just cross multiply and then get something like quadratic. So 4 times x, open the bracket, 9 minus x equals 72. I just need to clear this. And if I open this bracket, I'm having 9 times 4, that's 36x, then minus 4x squared equals 72. If you check, 4 goes in all of these things. 4 goes here, 9x, it goes in 4x squared, you're left with just x squared. equals 4 goes in 72, I think 18 times. So we have 18. Now we've gotten ourselves the quadratic. So the next thing we just do is to bring in this 18. So we have 9x minus x squared minus 18 equals 0. Okay. Another thing we can do is we need to write our leading coefficient as x squared, then plus 9x minus 18 equals 0. I'm rearranging. And then the next thing, you can see that the leading coefficient is having negative. I multiply through by negative to make it positive. So I'm having x squared plus 9x minus 18, sorry, x squared, that will be minus 9x plus 18 equals 0. Okay, now I have to factorize. All right, so let's factorize this expression. We have multiply the first term by the last term, and then we have what, 18x squared. We find the factors of 18 that will give us 9 or negative 9. We have 1 times 18. We have 2 times 9, and then we have 3 times 6. 3 times 6, that's it. So out of all these three pairs, it's only this pair, this 3 and 6, that will give us negative 9. And how do we do that? So that will be x, open the bracket, close the bracket. Then we have x, open the bracket, close it. So how do we manipulate 3 and 6 to get negative 9? To be negative 3, negative 6. Negative 3 plus negative 6 is negative 9. And negative 3 times negative 6 will give us plus 18. And negative 3 minus negative 6 give us negative 9. Alright? So those are the factors we're going to use. So x minus 3x minus 6 all equals 0. Alright? So finally, the answer will just be set each one of them to 0. That's going to be x minus 3 equals 0, which is x equals 3, or x minus 6 equals 0, which is x equals 6. So the factors are, the answers are 6 and 3. That's the value of x. Stay tuned for the next question. Alright guys, this is number 2 of 2023 further math questions. And the volume of a cube is increasing at the rate of 3.5 centimeters cubed, per second. Find the rate of change of the side of the base when its length is 6 centimeters. So we're talking about cube here. This is a cube. We know that cube is made up of length that are all the same, measure. Everything is length, and length. Okay. So now, whenever we hear rate is always with respect to time. Okay, it's always with respect to time. So I said the volume of the cube is increasing at the rate of 3.5 centimeters cube. It means the volume is increasing at the V all over the T. Whenever we hear it, always with respect to time. And the V, the T, is been given to be, let's call it 7 all over 2 centimeters cubed per second. Okay, the next thing is we are meant to find the rate of change of the side. That is the side length. I'm going to call it L. We are looking for the rate of change of that one. So that's going to be what? The L, the T, which is what we are looking for. All right. And then what are we given? The length is 6 centimeters. So length is 6 centimeters. So we are looking for the L, the T. Now, guys, what formula we use here is the chain rule formula. The chain rule, which says, in this case, going to be dv dl equals dl dt, sorry, dv dt, sorry. So let me write this. That's dv dt equals dv dl times dl dt. Okay, the idea is that if the L cancels the L, we still have dv dt, dv dt, if the L cancels the L. Okay, so what are we given? We have our dv dt to be 7 all over 2. So 7 all over 2 equals dv dl. We do not know dv dl. All right, remember we are looking for dl dt, the rate of change of the side length. So how do we know dv dl? That's talking about differentiative volume with respect to length. If you know the volume of cube is length times length times length, as you can see, which is what? Length cubed. If you differentiate this v with respect to L, you're going to be having the v the L equals, we bring this T3 to the back, that's going to be 3L squared. I've made some videos concerning how we can differentiate like expressions. Okay, you want to check out those videos, about 2 videos on how to differentiate expressions. So if you differentiate V with respect to L, you're going to be having 3L squared, and that's going to be our dVdL. So that's going to be dVdL. dVdL is going to be 3L squared times, what are we looking for? We are looking for dl dt. So we have dl dt, that's what we're looking for. Very quickly here, we are looking for dl dt, and 3l squared is multiplying it. If you divide through by 3l squared, we are going to get the L dt to be equal to 7 all over 2 divided by 3L squared. All right, all over 1. Of course, this becomes 7 all over 2 times 1 all over 3L squared. And that's a 7 all over 2 times 3 times, remember the L has been given to the what? L has been given to the 6. So we have 6 squared, which is going to be 6 squared is going to give us 36. So that's the answer. Therefore, the L dt is 7 all over 2 times 3 times 36. That's a 6 times 36. I think that's going to be 216. 216. So that 7 divided by 216 should give us, I think, 7 divided by 216 should give us 7 divided by 216, 0.0324. That's 0.03. So the dl dt, let me write it down. dl dt is 0.0324 per centimeter per second. All right, centimeter because it's just length we are looking for. All right, so that's number 2 question. Thank you very much. All right, guys, this is the third question. It says the first term of an AP is -8, the last term is 52, and the sum of terms is 286. They're meant to find the number of terms in the series and find the common difference. Without wasting much time, first term is always A, and that's what, -8. What else are we given? We are given the last term, which is 52. And then what else are you given? We are given the sum of terms to be 286. We have to find the number of terms. First of all, the formula for last term, which is Tn, or L actually, let me just call it L, is A plus n minus 1 D. Okay, so here we can use this formula because we are looking for the number of times and we're still looking for what? Common difference. So this formula is not going to be used, but we are going to come back to it. All right, but then we are given the sum. You know that sum of terms, the formula is always what? N all over 2, that's number of times over 2, open the bracket, first term plus last term. That's if you know the last term. If we don't know the last term, we have the formula of last term, which is already here, which will make this whole expression to be 2a plus n minus 1d. Okay, but because we know the last term, we don't need to, we just use the last term like that. So sum of the term is 286, and that gives us n all over 2. And then the first time is -8, last time is 52. So we have 52 minus 8. So from here, we can be able to get the expression to be, first of all, okay, we can cross multiply 286 times, so that's 2 times 6, we have 12, 2 times 8, 16, plus 1, 17, and then 2 times 2, 4, plus 1, we have 5, 72 equals 52 minus 8, that's going to give us, I think that should be 40, that's 44, I think. That's 44. So that's what 572 equals 44n. Then we can get a number of terms to be equal to what? 572 divided by 44. And that's going to give us 572 divided by 44. That's going to give us 13. So the number of times here, is 13. So that's number 1 question, the number of times in the series. And then the question number 2 says to find the common difference. Of course, Finding the common difference, we just need this D. Okay, now we have known N, we know our A, we are just finding D, so we use this formula. I'm just going to substitute. L, like we said, is what? 52. So 52 equals A, which is what? Negative 8. I'm just going to put that right there. Negative 8 plus N minus 1. N is a 13. 13 minus 1 is 12. So 12 times D, that's going to be 12D. Make that sorry the formula. 58 minus 8 comes here. 52 plus 8 becomes 52 plus 8 equals 12D, right? That is going to give us 60 equals 12D. And then D equals 60 divided by 12. So D equals what? So that should be 5. Okay, so common difference is 5. Okay, and that is the final answer. That's number 3 question.